Hey, this is Joe from Personas. Today we're going to dive into the console or the mixer inside of Studio One and show you a couple of things you might be missing that'll make your life a little bit easier. Big thanks to Immortal for asking this question on my buses versus effects channels video, which if you haven't watched that, that'll be a good partner video to go with this one. But Immortal is essentially asking, why can't I change the position of some of my buses and effects channels? They always seem to be at the end. So when you use a bus inside of your console, inside of the mixer, at least the way I like to use it is I typically want that bus to be right next to the things that I'm busing to that bus. So for example, I've got these two tom tracks and on my drums, and I want them to run through a bus so I can put one EQ across both. The easy way to do that is to select them, right-click, choose As Bus for selected channels, and here we go. I can call this Toms and get on with my day. However, there's a different way buses can work inside of Studio One. Hold on, I'm going to change a setting and come back and show you. Okay, I'm back. Here are my Tom tracks. Let's say I want to create a bus for them. I right-click, I choose Add Bus for selected channels, and it takes me way over here, and this is highlighted. And if I click here, I can see that Tom 1 and 2 are routed to this bus. By the way, all buses and effects channels have blue faders. Regular audio channels have white faders. So this is indeed my Tom's bus, but I would love for that to be next to the Toms. So maybe I can just drag it over. Check it out. I can't. It is forever over here. Why is that? Well, if you ever have an issue, especially with the mixer, but also in the arranger window, of something not behaving the way you expect it to, or maybe yours isn't behaving the way mine is in a video, I always recommend starting with these little wrench icons. So there's one up here for the arranger, and there's one here inside the console. If you click on this, there's just a bunch of checkboxes for some common settings that you might want to access or turn on and off depending on the situation. There's a lot of good stuff in here. We're not going to dive into all of them, but specifically here's in the grouping section, here's a few that might keep you up at night if you don't know about them. So right now I've got keep bus channels to the right selected, which is why when I create a bus, I can create a bus for all these tele tracks, add bus for selected channels. It puts the bus down here on the right-hand side. That's it's similar to how like an analog console would work, where you've got your channels and then you've got maybe 8 buses at the end. And so it's kind of like this linear left to right workflow. My channels are on the left, my buses are on the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. That's not how it goes. And that can be a cool workflow, but only if that's how you want it to work. And it can be nice if you just want to create a bunch of buses and you want to have all your buses. Like I used to mix like this. I'd have all my tracks on the left and I would have all my main buses on the right. So drums, bass, acoustic, electric, they would all be over here on the right. So this setting would make sense for something like that. However, the downside of this is if I want like a sub bus, like a bus for just my toms that then feeds my drums bus, I'm not able to do that because it'll, instead of putting them here, it'll also put that toms bus on the far right of the session. So almost all the time I've got this box deselected. Same thing really with any of these. Now I do tend to like to keep my effects channels to the right, but usually I don't have this checked, and here's why. If I want my effects channels, which by the way are these white channels that are usually just default in my session, if I want them to the right, I'll just drag them to the right. Because I'm not adding a bunch of effects channels typically during a mix. And if I want a particular effects channel and I just want to see it over here by the vocal, you know, I want to do like a send with a distortion on the vocal. So we grab red light distortion, drag it into the send section. It creates my effects channel just right here next to it. And a lot of times that's what I want. Now, if I want to move that over to group it with the rest of my effects, I can, but I like that extra step of doing it manually. It just makes more intuitive sense to me to have, if I create something on one channel, to have it show up adjacent to that channel. However, if you don't like it that way and you'd like for all your effects buses to always be to the right, you have that option. And you actually have that option for all of these types of channels. So for effects channels and buses, you can have each of those behave differently, and then VCA channels, kind of the same deal. I tend to have VCAs to the right because I'm just throwing 1 or 2 of those on the occasional mix, and I like to just know that my VCAs are right there to get to them. So that's kind of the big point that I wanted to make, the point I wanted to make today, because I've seen people say, man, Joe, I can't get my buses to be, over here where I want them to be. They're always over here on the right, and it gets frustrating, especially on bigger sessions. That's how you fix it. And that is the solution to many of your problems. Many of life's problems can be solved with a good wrench. So click the wrench and just go through and check out what they do. That's how I've discovered a lot of cool things about Studio One, is just surfing the menus a little bit and trying things out. Right-clicking on stuff and seeing what's there. There's a lot of hidden goodness inside of Studio One. But don't let that overwhelm you. Just know, if there's something you want to do with Studio One, a lot of times the answer is you can. You just need to know where that setting is or how to make that happen. And that's why we do these YouTube videos, to give you more and more resources to make your studio life less frustrating. Because it's hard to make music, right? To play it right, to sing it right, to write it right, mix it right. We got a lot stacked against us. So what we at least want to have for you is to make the software part of it easier on you. And yeah, so that's why we do these videos. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.